What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Rumors of the Week on Wrestling Backlash. Today we're going to talk about the future of Ricochet's wrestling career after leaving Raw in an ambulance, another member of the bloodline coming to the WWE, CM Punk's return to the ring may be sooner than people think, Shawn Michael's former partner gets divorced only a month after getting married, this former WWE Superstar is confident that Sting is coming back to the ring, and of course, the latest rumors coming out of both the WWE and AEW locker rooms, as well as our predictions for this week's Clash at the Castle PLE in Scotland. Let's go ahead and get started. Well, it looks like we've seen the last of Ricochet in a WWE ring. The high-flying acrobatic superstar has his contract with the WWE expiring this month, and with his absolute beatdown from Raw this week from badass Braun Breaker, it gives the WWE the perfect opportunity to write Ricochet off TV so he can leave the company after his contract expires this summer. Ricochet had a lot of success in the WWE, winning the Intercontinental Championship as well as the United States Championship and North American Championship. But that was it. No real push for main event matches, no real clear storylines for him, and he really didn't get much time on the mic for his promos. He was just left to be a mid-card talent for the company and got lost in the shuffle. I think the final straw for Ricochet was WWE's attempt to keep him relevant by awarding him the WWE Speed Championship. But that Twitter title holds no weight in the wrestling world, and he was like, that's it, I'm out. And now that Andrade beat Ricochet for the WWE Speed Championship and Ricochet is leaving the WWE, two questions come to mind. Number one, will Ricochet become all elite and sign with AEW so he can relive his awesome matchup against Will Ospreay? There's no doubt he would shine in the AEW, and they would pay him handsomely to have him on their roster. And number two, will Samantha Irvin leave the WWE to be alongside her husband in the AEW? Just like Renee Paquette left the WWE to continue to work with her husband Jon Moxley. What do you think? Will Samantha Irvin be the next exit from WWE? Let me know what you think will happen in the comments section below. In other news, it looks like there's another new member of the bloodline coming to the WWE's fastest growing faction today. According to Bodyslam.com, Hikuleo is looking to leave New Japan Pro Wrestling and sign with the WWE. If he does decide to sign with the WWE, he will join his real-life brother Tama Tonga and his adopted brother Tonga Loa in this vastly changed new look of the bloodline. Now, this is pure speculation, but with Hikuleo's bloodline pretty much taking over the supporting role for Solo Sikoa, you can kind of guess where this might lead down the road. Picture this: Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso come back from their time off of wrestling from the WWE and find Solo has taken over the bloodline. They don't like the direction Solo took, so the bloodline splinters off into two factions and they face off against each other in the next WrestleMania. Purely a guess, but it does look like the bloodline is growing, and not in a good way for the rest of the WWE locker room. Next up, Shawn Michael's former Rockers tag team partner Marty Jannetty decided to get married last month, and then announced he's heading for divorce less than a month later, after getting married in a low-key ceremony with Brutus the Barber Beefcake's wife officiating the ceremony. Marty Jannetty decided to divorce his wife, Addie Gallopon, and posted a cryptic message on Facebook, but immediately deleted the post. Jannetty didn't explain the deleted post, but it basically said that he had been stabbed in the back by his two best friends, one of whom lives with him. I guess you can read in between the lines there, but it looks like this marriage was over before it even started, unfortunately. We wish Marty Jannetty the best and hope he can patch up his relationship with his wife soon. It looks like CM Punk's return to the ring may be sooner than people think. CM Punk has been seen both in and out of the ring with his arm in a sling. His latest post on Instagram shows him getting ripped in the weight room in preparation for the WWE medical team to officially clear him to get back into the ring. With the Clash at the Castle PLE happening this weekend, there is speculation that CM Punk will be available to interfere with the match between Drew McIntyre and World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest, sparking a head-to-head matchup between McIntyre and Punk at SummerSlam later this summer. Whatever they have in store for Punk, he has gotten into great shape since his injury, and hopefully he stays healthy so he can get that big push to get his world title match just in time for Seth freaking Rollins to get back into the ring. In our AEW news, there are rumblings that Sting is coming back to the wrestling world and even coming back into the ring. Earlier this week, former WWE and WCW star Lex Luger shared his thoughts on his podcast show Lex Expressed about Sting's potential return to wrestling. The two had a recent conversation, and Lex Luger comes right out and says this after their talk. I think he's definitely going to take a breather right now. I was actually on the phone with him a few minutes ago. He's taking a little breather, but I'd love for him to stay involved to a certain extent. Participating in 5 decades in wrestling, I could definitely see something like that happening. Lex Luger goes on to say that he could see Sting getting in the ring every once in a while and doing one move or something, kind of like The Undertaker did at WrestleMania. I think it's safe to say that Sting's not going to be doing any full matches, but his peers seem to think he'll continue continue his wrestling in a limited role. One thing is for sure, I don't care if it's 1 minute or 1 hour in the ring. Anytime Sting is in action, everyone wins, and I'll be there to watch him. And finally, now we have our predictions for the Clash at the Castle PLE coming up this weekend on Peacock. Let's start with the Women's Tag Team Championship. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark in a triple threat tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. This should be light work for Belair and Cargill, but the wild card in this match is that it's a triple threat match. Who knows what's going to happen when all three teams are in the ring? Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler are a good tag team and could win the match if the current champs get distracted outside of the ring. This is just my opinion only, but I don't think Alba Fire and Isla Dawn have a chance at all to win the match. My crazy take on this match is that this will be the start of the storyline where Jade Cargill slowly turns on Bianca Belair, or at least they start to doubt each other. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark get their tag team titles back, and the storyline brews between Cargill and Belair for them to face off against each other at SummerSlam. Just my take. We'll see if it comes true. Next match is a singles match for the Women's Championship, Bayley versus Piper Niven, with Chelsea Green ringside. This will be a good match for both Bayley and Piper, but I don't think Bayley's reign will be over just yet. The WWE needs to keep Bayley at the top until Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Rhea Ripley are back in action in the ring. Bayley will pin Piper to win the match after an awesome attempt of a Bayley to belly. The Intercontinental match between the current champ Sami Zayn and Chad Gable will be the highlight of the night. This has been my favorite storyline of the last several weeks. Chad Gable will have the Alpha Academy ringside and will assume that he has the full support of all of the members, including Otis. But as soon as Sami Zayn has the match in hand, he will want some interference from the Alpha Academy to keep him safe in the match. Otis will finally stand up to Chad, and the Alpha Academy will turn on Chad Gable. Sami will pin Chad Gable to retain his Intercontinental title. Alpha Academy will leave Gable in the ring alone and with no more Alpha Academy, or they beat the living crap out of him. Needless to say, I think this is the end of Gable coaching the Alpha Academy, and when or if Otis actually stands up to Gable might receive the loudest pop of the entire night. In the singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest will beat Drew McIntyre to retain his title. But the match is going to be filled with so many interferences that it's going to be hard to figure out what in the hell just happened. Liv Morgan will distract Dirty Dom, and Finn will try and block him from Liv again. And can we all just agree Dom needs to get with Liv already? We need this drama in our lives. Anyways, JD McDonough is going to try and carry the weight all by himself and distract Drew McIntyre from the match. But this plan will only backfire since Braun Strowman will race down the ramp to give Hornswoggle 2.0 another beatdown outside the ring. Damian Priest is going to get frustrated again with his Judgment Day brothers with interfering with his match, and Drew McIntyre will take advantage by executing multiple claymores on Priest. Drew McIntyre will have the match all but won, and as he pins Damian Priest to win the World Heavyweight title, CM Punk's music hits and the loudest pop ever comes from the Scottish crowd. CM Punk comes out, doesn't do anything but stand on the ramp and watches Damian Priest finish off Drew McIntyre to retain his world title. Then finally, in the main event of the night, the undisputed WWE Championship is on the line between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and the phenomenal AJ Styles in an I Quit match. These two Georgia boys will go at it again, but the big difference in this match will be Gallows and Anderson ringside. Cody will be all by himself to face Styles, but will have to keep an eye on these two fellas ringside. AJ Styles will hit a phenomenal forearm, but it won't be enough to keep Cody Rhodes down. Rhodes will hit crossroads after crossroads just like he did at Backlash in France. Rhodes will make AJ Styles say I quit by beating him repeatedly with a steel chair to retain the title and continue his reign as the undisputed WWE champion. AJ Styles will say I quit and take some time off to spend with his family before coming back later in the year, either at SummerSlam or at the Royal Rumble next year. And those are my takes and the rumors across the wrestling world. Be sure to like, subscribe, and get notified for more content coming up soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.